Sitting motionless in the salt flats of southern Bolivia lies an endless graveyard of forgotten train cars and locomotives sent here to the desert over 100 years ago to perish away in this desolate landscape. As this place has fascinated me for several years, I finally had the opportunity to visit Bolivia's train cemetery. Join me on this multi-day journey to visit this once bustling place that now sits as a graveyard, frozen in time. Hello from the Lima International Airport here in Lima, Peru. This video is going to start off in a little different manner and a little different place because the journey that I'm going on today is a lot about not just the actual physical place that we're going, but the actual journey itself, because it is going to be a lot longer and a lot more cumbersome than what I'm normally accustomed to of just getting on a plane or taking maybe a bus or two to get to where I need to go. This is going to involve a significant amount of bus hopping and country hopping and all of the other fun stuff associated with spontaneous travel. However, over the last 24 hours or so, I have flown almost halfway around the world from the very northwestern part of the United States all the way down to Lima, Peru. And over the next, oh man, is it a day? Day and a half. And over the next 36 more hours, I will journey all the way down to the abandoned train cemetery in southern Bolivia in the town of Uyuni. So, why don't you all join me on this interesting, long, arduous trip to the salt flats of southern Bolivia. My flight that landed here in Lima landed at like 8 p.m. and that was a weird voice crack. Landed at 8 p.m. last night. And it is now 2 in the morning at the international airport. And as you can see, everything here is open. All of the random businesses and shops and such are way open. Yeah, this is one of the largest ATM fees I've ever seen. It's 19 Peruvian soles, which is about $5. That is quite horrendous. Usually it's like $3 or $2.50, but this time it was $3 or $5, excuse me. And I almost just had one of the worst heart attacks ever on my travels because I just realized as I was taking my wallet to take out some money from the ATM that I left my debit cards back home in the States. And for those of you who don't know or don't travel, it's very difficult to get cash from an ATM without an actual debit card. Welcome to Titicaca in Peru. Now the fun awaits. Bye-bye plane. Hola, señora.
Sí.
¿Tienes agua?
¿Agua?
Sí. ¿Botellas?
Sí. ¿Tiene?
Gracias, señora.
A usted.
Well, now begins the real journey here. So I am in Titicaca, and I have to be in La Paz in Bolivia by tonight about 10 p.m. I have a bus that leaves from La Paz to Uyuni. It's an overnight sleeper bus that leaves in about 13 hours. So I have 13 hours to get from here to La Paz. And I have no idea how I'm going to get there. So I think maybe just to get out of the airport here, I'll try it with just a taxi. And we'll see if that's even feasible.
Taxi.
¿Es posible ir a La Paz, en Bolivia?
Ya.
¿Cuántos gasta? ¿En Peruvian Sol?
Ajá.
¿Cuántos gasta para taxi a Bolivia?
Hasta Bolivia, hasta Desaguadero.
Sí.
Desaguadero, desaguadero.
¿Guadero?
Sí.
No conozco esta palabra.
Hasta ahí te puedo llevar, desaguadero. ¿Sí?
Sí, en La Paz, en Bolivia.
Ajá, sí, ya.
¿Cuántos cuesta en Sol?
500 soles.
¿500?
Sí.
Wow, $25 down to just to get down to Puno. So Puno is about an hour and some change away, and that'd be $25. So to go to Bolivia would be another, it's like a 5-hour drive from here to Bolivia, so that'd be like $100 worth of taxi, and I just can't afford that, so we're gonna try to hitchhike. Oh, no gracias, señor. No tengo dinero.
Hacemos un trato, Adrián. Quieres ir hasta ahí, ¿sí? Pero yo te llevo, me vamos.
Tú dices una 100 sol ayer a Puno, es
Ajá.
demasiado caro para mí.
¿Cuánto pagas? A ver, ¿cuánto?
Me tengo que ir a La Paz esta noche. The guy went down to 90 sol, which is about, what would that be, 20, 22 or something? Oh, I got someone else coming up again.
Taxi.
Oh, no, no.
80.
80? Me tengo que ir a La Paz, Bolivia.
Yo le dejo a Paradero Puno, colectivo. Hay taxis también de ahí.
No entiendo.
80 va.
¿A Puno?
Sí.
Es demasiado caro para mí, señor.
70.
Es demasiado caro. Me tengo que ir a La Paz esta
Lo
noche.
llevo hasta la frontera por 250. 250 hasta la frontera.
¿A dónde? Sí.
Hasta de Sabadero, 250.
50.
250.
50.
250. 250.
50, sí.
No, dos y medio.
Oh, 100.
Hasta Puno 70 le llevo.
Oh, ok, 70 para Puno. Es demasiado para mí.
60 sería.
Sí,
60.
yo entiendo que tú dices
A ver,
60.
a ver, enséñame esto platita. Así digamos. Yo le llevo, barato. 50. Así. A Puno llevo.
50 y
No, ya no da.
Ok, it's too much.
60 se puede llevar.
It's too much for me.
Ya.
Demasiado. Gracias, señor.
Paradero Puno le llevo. A Paradero Puno.
Me tengo que ir a La Paz.
No,
Bolivia.
por eso yo le digo a Paradero Puno colectivo que lleva por 5 soles.
Oh, okay, okay. Gracias. I think he was talking about something about like a collective. He said colectivo. Must be some taxi collective to get people out of the airport. This guy again. Let's see what he says now.
Service Puno.
Me tengo que ir a La Paz en Bolivia.
Eso pe, a frontera a Puno. Puno combi colectivo.
Si tú puedes ir a Puno, yo puedo
Yes.
pagar 50 sol.
60 está bien. Para Puno yo te cobro 60. De Puno te hago cobrar un combi colectivo a 13 soles hasta de Sabadero, frontera. Ahí ya te vas. De Bolivia.
Es demasiado para mí.
No, es barato.
Some of these streets here look like downtown Port-au-Prince, from what I remember earlier this year. Crazy place this is. Que salga aquí a Puno?
Sí, a Puno.
¿A dónde aquí?
Allá te llevo. Yo te llevo.
Yo
Sí, sí.
¿Cuántas gasta en sol?
8 soles.
¿8?
Ocho
Okay.
soles.
¿Cuántos kilómetros? De aquí a...
1,5 kilómetros, sí.
¿Un kilómetro? Oh,
Medio,
okay.
sí.
¿A qué hora salga autobús de aquí a
Puno?
Puno? Sí.
En cualquier momento.
¿Muchos tiempos?
No, cualquier momento.
Hoy, ¿tú no sabes?
Cualquier momento. Mucho tiempo.
¿Esta es moto
Sí.
o carro?
Moto.
Moto.
Sí.
Alright, so this kind gentleman just offered to take me to the bus station, or I guess like a...
¿De dónde es usted?
¿Qué?
¿De dónde es usted?
Oh, Estados Unidos.
¿Qué parte? ¿Qué parte de Estados Unidos?
Está de Washington.
Ah, Washington DC.
Sí.
Oh, chévere.
And I guess there are minibuses which I saw driving all up and down like the streets here. And he said there's a minibus that runs from here in Titicaca to Puno, and then one from Puno, to Desaguadero, which is like the border town, and then the one from Desaguadero. ¿Cómo se dice? Desaguadero? Desaguadero, which is like a border town right on the border with Bolivia and Peru. But I need to make sure that I can get down there before it closes. I don't know what the border situation is, so we'll see when we get down there, if we get down there. But this gentleman has certainly done me a solid. Quite the bumpy streets here. A lot of these dirt side streets remind me of some of the really slummy areas in Haiti and Port-au-Prince specifically. You got these just really like desolate streets with virtually zero foot traffic, zero vehicle traffic, no businesses, completely controlled by gangs. Obviously, I don't think that's the situation here, but it's just something that I recognized. If you haven't been able to tell yet, I don't like taking those local taxis like from the airport. They are the best way to lose a lot of money very quickly, which is why I like to use Uber, Cabify, Lyft, or any of the other ride-hailing apps, because it's a fixed price. You know what it is beforehand. And unfortunately, more often than not, I have been scammed and been paid a higher price than what was quoted, or the guy will just sit there and wait and rag up the meter or whatever, so, or not give the correct change. So this will be a better opportunity here. Oh, bumpy streets. Gracias, señor.
5 soles te cobran para Puno.
Sí, solo 5.
Sí, solo 5.
Gracias.
De Puno a Desaguadero, 25 a 30 soles te cobran.
Ok.
25 a 30.
Otro, sí. Exactamente. Perfecto. Gracias. ¿Para Puno? Sí. Sí. ¿Tienes asiento? Ok. ¿Cuántas gasta?
5 soles, 5 soles.
¿Ahora o en Puno?
En Puno.
Gracias. So this is a bus collective, or like a van collective, or collective taxi is what they call it. And what they do is they take a taxi and they fill it with as many people as possible, because it reduces the cost. Even just like trying to get to Puno, and a single taxi was like 60 to, initially it started out at 100 sol, which was about $25, and now I'm paying like 10% of that, maybe 5% of that at only 5 sol, so $1.25. And so everyone pays $1.25, and it adds up to about the same cost of what it would be for the driver to drive just one person. So collective taxis are pretty useful. Here in South America, you'll find not a lot of big brand stuff, but a lot of like really small shops and souvenir stores and convenience stores and other stores to get whatever needs you need, like a computer store, food store, a pet store, car parts store, you name it. And they're all run by one guy or one woman, or maybe a small family. So the guy said it was 5 sol per bag. I guess they don't tell you that until they drop you off, and so they can take more money. Typical, right? But nonetheless, here we are in beautiful Puno, Peru. I gotta find another minibus to get down to the border. Well, let's go looking around here, I guess. Disculpe, señor. Hay un autobús aquí a Desaguadero.
¿A dónde? ¿A Desaguadero?
Sí.
Ahí.
¿Minibus?
Si no, ¿qué es el minivan?
¿Esta?
Sí.
Okay, gracias. Oh, and look at that, I'm the only one. I'm starting to get a really bad headache and getting nauseous from lack of sleep, which, even as someone who's been in the army for almost 5 years now, I have not actually experienced nauseousness from lack of sleep. So this is a new level of discomfort on these travels. Well, there's the border over there somewhere. Woo! VIP service right up to the front. Perfect. Gracias. Bueno, gracias, señor. Muy rápido. Wow, he actually gave me correct change. That's cool. All right, I haven't talked much the last journey here because I have felt like absolute crap. I don't know if my nauseous feelings are just because I'm feeling nauseous or because I haven't slept in 2 days. Either way, it's really I feel like crap. So I could just kind of get. I can't even speak. I'm just gonna try to get through this border and get onto La Paz, maybe a little early, and just find a sidewalk to just lie on because I'm struggling to sleep. I'm struggling to stay awake. This is not a fun situation, but I have made it quite far in this journey so far. So right now I'm on the border. Oh, what is the name of this town again? Desaguadero. Desaguadero. Right there. You can see it. Maybe not. I don't know. I managed to make it 191 kilometers. That's pretty darn good. So the remaining distance here is 118. Easy. Easy peasy. All right, let's get to this border crossing. It's not easy. Frontera. We'll see how much trouble, or maybe not trouble, we can get in at this border. For U.S. residents, both Peru and Bolivia are visa-free.
You guys are retarded.
So you do not need a visa on arrival. You don't need a visa at all. You can just show up and hopefully they'll let you in.
Who the f are you?
Well, if I ever had to pick a time to eat my own words, this was definitely the time, and this was definitely the place. To make a long story short, Bolivia does actually in fact require a visa for US passport holders, which I very clearly must have missed or overlooked before flying to South America. And to make things worse, I would unfortunately not find this out until arriving at the border with Bolivia, where I needed to get through rather quickly in order to make it to La Paz that night, to catch an overnight bus to the town of Uyuni, where the train cemetery is. And to make things even worse, I was very quickly coming down with what I did not know at the time was a quite fairly severe case of altitude sickness of a very quickly onsetting nature. And it's really windy right now, so the audio is not going to be very good. But on this side, over here, you can see the outline from Lake Titicaca and the water that feeds from there into the creek here. Well, the river, I'd say. This is no more of a river, not a creek. There's the bridge and continues on. There's the sign. Welcome to Bolivia. And here, like a lot of border crossings, you've got your small vendors, your street vendors that are selling food, clothes, shoes, souvenirs, a whole bunch of stuff that whatever they can sell, they can use to provide for themselves. It's pretty common to see right on the border. After finding out very abruptly that I wouldn't be able to enter Bolivia that night, the folks at the border did say I could get a visa right then and there at the border station if I was able to provide them a long laundry list of documents, vaccination records, and other seemingly trivial pieces of information they needed before they closed for that night. So, as I was very quickly becoming much more sick, I left the border station to go back to Peru to see if it was even possible to gather all of the needed documents together before the border closed that evening. Well, this majorly sucks. God. Must have misread something or not have looked something online properly before coming here. I did not know that Bolivia requires a visa on arrival for US citizens. And not only that, but it costs $160, which is also more ridiculous and more retarded. And on top of that, I need all this bullshit vaccination stuff, so I have to go back to the Peru side. Hello, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
Oh, I didn't know I needed like a vaccination certificate to get across one of the borders here. On the drawer on the right side, there should be important looking documents. And on one of them, it should be a yellow, like, It should be like the size of like an index card.
So wait, let me go in. Wait.
Oh great, you found it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can take as many photos of every side as possible, but before you do that, can you look and see if there's anything for a yellow fever vaccination? There should be.
Are they not letting you in?
No, I'm stuck at the Bolivian and Peruvian border because I didn't read the entry requirements to Bolivia like an idiot. And now I'm suffering the consequences of that.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Thank you very much. Bye. Well, that's 1/2 of one bullet dodged for now. Now I have to see if the Bolivian authorities will actually accept it. God, I feel like absolute crap. I don't know what it is, whether it's just the lack of sleep or ate something wrong the other day, or I don't know. I feel just like absolute crap. Every step I take, I feel like just laying it all out on the pavement there. Which is why now I am lying down in front of like the Peruvian National Guard building, or the whatever you want to call it, the outpost, the guard, it's called the border guard post. All right, now I gotta go see if they will accept a picture copy of my vaccination record. God, this just goes to show you to know the entry requirements of wherever you're going. And I'm normally really good with that, but not this time, I guess. All right, let's go. Oh, I feel so bad. Oh man, this is not fun. So here I am back at this stupid border crossing after spending the last hour printing all the ridiculous friggin' documents that they require. It's just utterly freaking absurd. The amount of crap is required just to be able to visit the country. Utterly ridiculous. Now granted, it is on me because I did not know of these requirements beforehand, but that doesn't change the fact that these are ridiculously absurd and punitive. It makes me never want to come back here ever again because of this. Utterly ridiculous, man. Es todo este tipo, yo creo. I cannot even believe what this day has turned into. And I wanted to go do the friggin' payment because it's $160, and none of the goddamn cards I have work. I've been to 30 countries and they work in every single country, but for some reason their payment system doesn't want to accept any of my credit cards or debit cards. So now I have to go across the border back to Peru just to take money out of the ATM so I can pay this friggin' fee. What a crock this day has become. On next week's escapade, come join me to see if I can make it across the most irritating land border crossing on the planet and see what it's like to visit one of the most interesting man-made places in South America, Bolivia's Forgotten Train Cemetery. I'll see you next week.